Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In this episode, we will learn how to create a new table in the database and how to add data to it dynamically. If you haven't seen episodes 16, 17 and 18 yet, I highly recommend you watching them first. But first, let's look at the controls I used. We have a text box for the table name called txt new table name and the create table button. We also have a text box for the column name, a combo box called combo box data and add column button. And finally there are two text boxes for values and add data to button. And of course a data grid view named dgv2. Now let's look at the code. We are using the same server and the database as before. Since we are creating a new table, I created a global variable to store a new table name. To show the data, I made a subroutine called refreshData2. It's very similar to our old refreshData subroutine, but here we use a variable instead of fixed table name. In the form1load event, we simply add values to our combo box. For the create table button, first we check if user entered a name. Then we create a new SQL query. In this query, we use the name from the text box. And also we create a primary key for our new table. After that, we create a new SQL connection and new SQL command. Then inside the try block, we open the connection, execute the command, and display the new table in the data grid view. For this, we use refreshData subroutine. And of course, just in case an error message inside the catch block, and confirmation if the table was created. For the add column button, we create variables for the column name and the data type. Then we use the alter table command. We use our variable for the table name, then we add a new column name and the data type from the combo box. After that we create new connection, new SQL command, then we open the connection and then we execute the command. Then we update the data grid view. For that we're using refreshData2 subroutine. Now let's see how to add data. Instead of using more global variables for column names, I suggest reading the column names directly from the table. First we create the variable columns, the type list, to store the column names. Then we create a new connection, open the connection, and form a command to select column names from information schema.columns, where the table name equal our variable, and the column name is not equal to the ID column. Then we read test names and add them to our list. In this example, I used two fields for our values. So I check if our list columns has at least two values. Then I use the insert into command. So what's inside the query? Insert into our new table. So we use the variable for the table name. Remember, right? Instead of typing column names manually, I use the values from our list. And for values, I used, let's say, the links, add value 1 and add value 2. Just like in the previous episodes. After that I create a command, then add the values from our text boxes, then run it, And after that I refreshed the data grid view. For this I used the refresh data to subroutine. Let's see how it works. So I will go to the second tab, then I will enter the table name. Now I click the Create Table button. And as you can see, the new table appears in the data grid view. Notice that it already has the ID column. Now let's add two more columns. So the first one is name with the data type and varchar. So I click add column and we can see new column name. Okay, the next one. It will be age with the data type integer. And I press add column again. And we got this. Now let's add some data. I will enter a name in value 1 and an age in value 2. And then I click add data. And as you can see, it works. The program successfully added the data to the database. I think this was a great lesson. Visual Basic allows you to work with both local and remote databases. Combined with SQL, you can modify existing tables or even create the new ones. This was just an example, and you can easily find more information on SQL queries online. Just remember, syntax is very important in SQL. One mistake can lead to data loss. So always be careful and create backups of your database. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.